Judge Fye has been pushing for the release of YNW Melly from prison. Melly would look extremely angry and uncut during his first hearing, but as soon as the court started talking about his release from county jail, his attitude would shift. Everyone, including YNW Melly, was astonished to learn that Melly must make an informed decision about his lawyers following his 2,159-day stay in our jail.
Let me repeat myself. Mr. Devins has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week. And then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
Even the court was taken aback when he discovered that Melly had been held for 2,159 days without being found guilty. He even threatened to allow him bond until the prosecutors provided their last defense. After that, the judge would look over Melly's case and discover why she had been held for such a long time, something that is completely against the law. Additionally, one of YNW Melly's defense attorneys, Raven Liberty, is reportedly under investigation for allegedly interfering with witnesses. Sadly, no one is sure if the rapper is being probed or not. Therefore, she's waiting for a retrial. It looks like the prosecution is making up a question to delay YNW Melly's trial. As a result, YNW Melly's lawyer stood up and made the case for YNW Melly's release from prison. He started by providing evidence that Melly had texted his ex-girlfriend when she was hiding in a bush and escaping the street from the men committing the crime.
He's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, he's like, yeah, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
Proving that a car carrying opposition street people was pursuing YNW Melly, although the prosecutors even admitted at the first trial of Melly that no firearm was ever found. This would be brought up with the new court by Melly's lawyers.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
Then, as Melly's lawyers argued for her release, the prosecutor got up and told the judge that Melly was facing a life sentence for witness tampering, as well as a life sentence for the deaths of YNW, Sack, Jazer, and Juvie. Instead of letting this happen, they created a huge commotion in the courtroom.
6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Melly has been calling random people in the real world from his jail cell, according to the prosecution, in an attempt to convince his ex-girlfriend not to testify against him during the trial. But even YNW Juvie's father would affirm in an exclusive interview that disclosed the code phrases he used to convince her not to testify that Melly's ex-girlfriend is apparently aware of the truth.
Kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Seems like to me, they're going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
Melly faces a life sentence for witness tampering alone if convicted. The question of why Melly has been treated so poorly in jail is actually addressed by the release of this material. Melly has never been allowed to use a phone or even see his own mail while he is in prison, which is illegal, according to an interview with Melly's mother. But it makes sense why the feds are holding it if they have evidence that Melly tampered with witnesses via the jail phone.
Son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
The feds wouldn't stop YNW Melly from using a phone until they had evidence that she was manipulating witnesses. Rather, they would keep it a secret until the trial began. And Jimmy King would then voice her sorrow for her son and her powerlessness because he isn't even receiving humane treatment in a prison.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
But this got a lot of media coverage, especially from industry insiders. Charleston White would reply that Melly shouldn't be given special treatment just because he's a famous rapper, particularly if he manipulated witnesses using jail phones.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
Even drawing the attention of an original rap artist who would visit and discuss Jamie King's recent stress.
She real, bro. You know she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good.
Let me clarify though, since this is where things start to get extremely problematic. YNW Melly created a new insurance file to make sure he never receives a bond out of jail, and the prosecutors never ceased investigating him. Melly was arrested as a renegade Oblak member after they learned that she was close to the late King Val. Melly recently told King Val a secret in which she requested his assistance on how to deal with the situation in which you are being pursued for money by your two best pals, Sack Jazer and Juvie.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people can say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around?
It is said that YNW is a registered LLC. You may probably predict what King Von would have advised YNW Melly to do if you are familiar with his background and how he dealt with his circumstances. Melly was driven by the fact that this was the piece of evidence that the prosecutors had overlooked during the initial trial. But in the end, they discovered additional evidence on YNW Melly's cell phone, beginning with a text message in which Melly confessed to the crime hours after it had occurred. In return for funds that would be transferred through the YNW bank account, Melly and Bortlen gave concerts, ran promotions, sold merchandise, and so on.
PC Gambino Town asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But Melly's phone also turned up a stored video from someone's Facebook Live. It shows Melly and Bortlen dancing shortly after the crime was committed in a parking lot.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! The dog still turned. regardless of what happened. You already know.
Melly and Bortlen had a contract to record a music video on this day at that precise hour, and there was no way to back out or postpone it. According to YNW Melly's lawyers, who would defend him, they had to go out there, film the video, put on a brave face, and get out. But in the end, things became worse since they would later be charged with fresh crimes against Melly and Bortlen, which they used as leverage to make sure Melly didn't leave Bortlen dead on a sheet of paper that gave the names and appearances of every juror in Melly's first trial.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortlen was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortlen, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with the witness.
Because jurors are meant to remain disguised throughout the trial process in order to fully understand how serious the situation is, this is absolutely illegal. The DJ Academic's response is as follows.
Keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Since rap OG Boy would even notice this and discuss how the feds could do anything they wanted to Melly, whether or not it was legal.
Now they're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh right, yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, really.